This exhibition contains a lot of work and made over a long period of time, and some of the work's very small and some of the work's very big. But what the exhibition is about is my two-dimensional work. It's all about drawing and painting, and it's the first time I've ever exhibited exclusively two-dimensional work. There's a very famous quotation by the American painter Frank Stella, which I've used many times, where he says he wanted to make the paint look as good as it was in the can. And I think, that I know exactly what he meant, that there was, the minute you open a tin of paint, there's this glorious, perfect, shiny, liquid paint. And the more you spread it around on a surface, the less glorious and shiny and liquid it becomes. I love that idea of trying to keep the paint as good as it is in its unadulterated state. One of the pleasures of making works on paper, particularly works on paper that refer to three-dimensional sculptures of one kind or another, is that I don't have to worry about making them stand up. They're fantasies in the sense that I can make work of just splatters of colour, which would be entirely impossible to realise in 3 dimensions. They point to a possibility of a sculpture made of independently unsupported blocks of colour. Yeah, and there's a freedom in making the drawings because I simply don't have to worry about how these things would actually be built. I love abstract art, particularly as it emerged in the 1920s in Europe and in the 1950s and 60s in Latin America, and what a lot of contemporary artists are doing these days. But I don't think my work is unambiguously abstract. They are representations of possible things. So they are figures in a way, but they're figures that somehow belong to abstract art rather than figurative art, I think.